This next story is so unbelievable, we didn't think it could possibly be true. But after receiving thousands of records and declassified reports from the Army, it's confirmed that during the Cold War, the United States military conducted secret tests on unsuspecting people in the city of St. Louis. A local sociologist will make her findings public tomorrow, but she spoke first to the I-Team's Lisa Zigman.
Lisa Martino-Taylor's life work has been to uncover details of the Army's ultra-secret military experiments carried out in St. Louis and other cities during the 1950s and 60s.
This study was secretive for a reason. They didn't have volunteers stepping up and saying, yeah, I'll breathe zinc cadmium sulfide with radioactive particles.
These Army archive pictures show how the tests were done in Corpus Christi, Texas in the 1960s. In Texas, planes were used to drop the chemical, but in St. Louis, the Army placed chemical sprayers on buildings and station wagons. City officials were kept in the dark about the tests. The Cold War cover story was that the Army was testing smoke screens to protect cities from a Russian attack. The truth, according to Martino-Taylor, was much more sinister.
It's pretty shocking. The level of duplicity and secrecy. Clearly, they went to great lengths to deceive people.
By making hundreds of Freedom of Information Act requests, she uncovered once classified documents that confirmed the spraying of zinc cadmium sulfide. The greatest concentration of this compound was sprayed near the Pruitt-Igoe housing complex just south of downtown St. Louis. It was home to 10,000 low-income people, and an estimated 70% were under the age of 12.
The government has been using people as guinea pigs for decades. It's not just the vaccines, but now we're getting reports that they're using directed energy weapons against unsuspecting civilians in very much the same way. They're no longer just spraying people like bugs. They're targeting people with exotic weapons that they've never seen before, that they've never heard about before. And, of course, they want people to think that it's the Russians. They keep talking about the Havana syndrome. 60 Minutes has come back with a new documentary on all of these people getting hit with energy weapons, and they're like, the Russians. It's the Russians. Just like the Trump dossier and everything else. It's the Russians that's targeting people. It's not the CIA. It's not the U.S. government. But of course it is. And they've weaponized the entire infrastructure. And now they're just testing it out on people, especially Christians, conservatives, and purebloods. And that's why we keep warning people about this. If you've been experiencing the 5G symptoms, chronic fatigue, heart palpitations, recurring headaches, pain not associated with an injury, sudden onset of pain, shifting of pain, vertigo, ringing in the ears, you're being targeted by the system, you're being targeted by AI and the U.S. government, and we know that they're basically out of control, rigging elections, injecting people with the death vax, poisoning the food, the air, the water, etc., etc. Totally out of control, and people are getting hit. We've got the video evidence, and basically the entire grid has been weaponized. All of the infrastructure has been weaponized that's connected to the internet for the most part. CCTV cameras, cell towers, cell phones, smart meters, smart cars, and the list goes on. Even planes, as they fly by, they basically will zap people on the ground. And so everybody needs to be aware this is part of the Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 program to exterminate people. And it doesn't stop there. They're using this as a social credit score system. And basically, as soon as you get flagged on social media, this system starts processing you. And it makes it look like natural causes. we can't warn people enough about what's going on. When you see how these people are being tortured and the like, it's beyond disturbing. Everyone needs to know about these government programs. Everybody needs to know about this 5G. It's a targeting system. This beamforming isn't for telecommunications. It's to take people out. And they're testing it right now. And it's beyond the testing phase. It's pretty much in the implementation phase. And so, they don't want to just rig elections and censor people online. They basically want to make these people disappear. They want to make us disappear so that we can be replaced and they can be in their utopia. These energy weapons are military grade weapons, even the cell towers. And so just aluminum foil and the like is not going to do it against these weapons. We've been field testing shielding strategies, and basically the end result has become this book, Transhuman Genocide. It covers not only the scenario and the weapons, but basically the recipes to survive. And this book is the result of years of research on the field, from university papers, the top minds in electromagnetism, AI research, and field testing. There's no book like this book, Transhuman Genocide. This book will help you survive. It'll help you save time and resources by getting the stuff that you need versus the stuff that doesn't work. This book should be in basically everybody's library right now if they're serious about surviving what's coming. Next generation warfare, the beast system, the social credit score system, etc., etc. If you're not preparing for next generation warfare, then you're going to be a victim like all of these other people. And there's been tons of victims, famous people that have been taken out, and tons of people online basically screaming for help. The news is trying to shed light on the story, but they're basically not capable of telling you what's going on because they're part of the deep state establishment. This technology is way beyond where most people think it is. It's capable of doing so much more than what most people think it can do. And it can essentially mimic diseases and follow people everywhere with surgical precision. There's not enough that can be said about this technology, and it's all part of not only the deep state Agenda 21 extermination program, it's also part of the transhuman program. People that won't accept the brain chip or the assimilation will be exterminated. It's becoming a horrible world, to say the least. And what we're seeing on the surface is just the tip of the iceberg. You really need to check out this book, Transhuman Genocide. You can find it on Amazon or on Patreon, hard copies or e-copies. But check this out, Transhuman Genocide. You can read a free sample on Amazon, see if it's right for you. But it's got everything that you need to survive in terms of information. And if you don't check this book out, then you're basically running around naked in this future world where the deep state is taking people out just for fun. And this is nothing new. And essentially, not only are they poisoning the food, the air, the water, spraying us like bugs, jacking up the prices, telling us we're going to eat bugs, but basically now they're zapping us like bugs with futuristic energy weapons. And most people are feeling the effects. You're not alone, and you're not the only one. Most people are feeling something since the rollout of 5G. They just don't know what it is. They think it's them. It's not them. It's this system. Protect yourselves while you still can. If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.